Good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us tonight. We are back in the room on tonight with this month's Share Chat. As always, at the end of every month, we bring you a special guest that comes in and will have a seat with us just to have a conversation about what happens in the rooms of life. And so I'm excited to be back again on tonight. It is hard to believe that we're at the end of another month, but I thank God for his keeping power. I thank God for all that he has done to spare our lives for such a time as this. So go ahead and like, love, and share and all the stuff that we're supposed to do. Tell us where you're from. Y'all know all the stuff that we do. So I'm excited, y'all. I hope that I can keep it together on tonight. I am going to try my best to keep it together. So if you see me acting out of sorts versus any other time, I'm going to save it to the end, because I think if we say it now, that it's going to go way left and we ain't going to get nothing done. But I'm going to hold it to the end. I'm going to hold this to the end. I hope you stay to the end, because I need y'all to hear this. So today, we're going to take a deep dive into what it looks like to lead, what it looks like to honor, what it looks like to execute life in excellence. And sometimes we say things about people and it's not true. But this particular person on tonight, literally everything that we say about her is true. It's true. And so tonight, drum roll. I wish I had praise break music, but I don't. So tonight, we are welcoming to the, for those who don't know, I'm Dr. Gina Crawford. I forgot. I got so excited, y'all. I hope y'all stay to the end. Joining us tonight is none other than Prophet Dr. Lakita Corey. Can we give it up? Clap, 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 clap. All the good things that we do. I'm telling y'all want to share this on tonight. So literally, welcome, Prophet Lakita. We made it. We made it. Welcome to the room on tonight. I am so excited. I'm so excited about. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on.
Good night.
Good night. Yeah, I had to say good night. That's one thing. Let me tell you, he don't care. It's time to go to bed and talk to my mama. So okay. So I'm excited. Here we are, over a decade later, in spaces that we didn't see coming. Think about it. It started with No More Drama. Yeah. Over a decade later, who would have thought that the two of us would be sitting here on tonight? I didn't think it. I didn't think it. And so literally every time I pray about who's supposed to be on tonight, especially at the end of the month, who's supposed to be on to usher us into the next month, your name dropped like that. Wow. And I did not hesitate. I was like, okay, well, hey, let's go ahead and do it. I didn't even tell my team. They didn't even know.
Sorry, guys.
Let me tell you, I'd already sent an email, and they was like, oh, I think they found out maybe yesterday, day before yesterday. I think they found out when they saw the flyer.
Wait,
I love them though, but it was just like God was like, no, you cannot hesitate on this. And so this is why. This is what I heard. People think they know you, but they don't. People have become what they think is so familiar with you. And let me tell you, this is what I heard. I literally heard the Lord say to me, y'all know I don't say what the Lord said if he don't say it. I literally heard the Lord say, there is so much more to her than meets the eye. Okay.
We about to cry already?
Okay. I got hot. I just got hot. There is so much more to her than meets the eye. And so it was intentional tonight. God was like, I'm going to, the onion. He's like, I'm going to pull back. For those who don't know about the onion, I invited Prophet Lakita to one of our Women's Day. She was one of our Women's Day speakers. And so she came in with the onion and the knife and peeling things back. And here we are over a decade later, still talking about that onion.
Still talking about it.
So it was literally like God, he says that there are so many people who think that they know you, and they really don't know all that's inside of you. They see your now. And some people are jealous of your now, but they don't know your nostalgia. Ooh, they don't know what you've been through. They don't know what you had to endure. They don't know how you got here. All they see is your now. And so you will be surprised. There are so many people who want to be in your space, but they don't know what it costs to get there. So I'm telling you, I was like, I'm telling you, I apologize on behalf of me to my team. I love my team, I really do.
Well,
But the fire
she's
was
sorry,
done.
y'all.
It was done. It was done and out there. I sent it to him yesterday. Oh, by the way, y'all. Yeah. So sorry. I love y'all. They know. They already know. But tonight, we're going to take this opportunity to dig it. I'm telling y'all, y'all don't want to miss this at the end. You got to stay to the end. So let's dive into this conversation. When people ask you who you are, what is your response?
I'm Lakita. Like I'm literally, and I'll tell people like I'm a cool person until I'm not. Until
Mm-hmm,
you,
mm-hmm.
you know, I and see, and that's where I don't I don't see the more, right? Because I'm like, hey, I'm Lakita. I serve. I'm that's what I do, and then I just leave it at that. But then there's so much more beyond that. So I need to work on my elevator pitch.
There's so much more, like literally there's so much more, like even just a level of humility, in this moment. It's like, well, who are you? I'm Lakita.
I didn't see that question written.
It's like I'm Lakita.
And
But
so
again, no, go ahead. Yeah.
because I'm so introverted, like this just like, oh my God. Like that's one of those questions where I don't want to be in the room having to do this type of icebreaker. I literally want to show up and I'm okay with nobody knowing who I am. So yeah. And
Y'all,
that's
this is
beginning to
because
make me teary-eyed. See, I didn't get any tissue.
I
I
didn't.
should
Okay,
have
yeah,
grabbed tissue before.
I didn't know we were gonna need tissue. I really did not. I did
Why
not.
do I need
I
tissue already?
I didn't know. I didn't know we were gonna need tissue. I didn't. I knew tonight was gonna be different. I did
Yeah.
not know how. I did not know what was. I still don't know what's gonna happen. So if y'all see me get up and just, just cue the music. Just cue the music. Just cue the music. Just cue the music. So if you see me missing from the camera, it's like, okay, just go on and end the show. Maybe I should have made somebody co-host because she probably laid out on the
You
floor.
need
Just
a
laid out.
co-host.
Just laid out.
Team,
Just
she
laid out.
needs just somebody need a co-host because
Just laid out. Just laid out. So if y'all see me missing for a while, just log off. And I'll come back. When I come to, then I'll just go ahead and end it. Okay.
oh,
But literally, I mean, that's all I kept hearing. He was like, people sleep on her because they don't really know her. And
wow.
it's where people are looking at, your relationship with Apostle Latrice, and they're looking at you and saying, I want to be there. And literally it's like, be careful what you're talking about. You want to be there because you don't know where there is. You don't know
Very
what it
good.
costs to get there. Um, just even you saying I'm looking. So y'all, for people who don't know, we joke quite often about the whole being an introvert thing because I totally get it. Totally get it. Totally get it. Who's the person or the people who you would say thank you to? I know there's probably like a laundry list, but thinking back to your youth, if you had to think back to your youth, who are those people? Who is that person you would say, you know what? I didn't know why you were pushing me then, but I get it. I didn't know why you said to me what you said to me then, but I get it.
Whew. I'm already teary because, of course, my grandmother, my big mom, she's now gone on in the physical, but she raised me, and my parents are on here. She raised me, and when you tell me to put on pantyhose, why I got to put on pantyhose? But it literally became a part of my image. Why I got why a girdle? I'm 10. Why do I need a girdle? But it literally became a part of my build up, my makeup,
Mm-hmm.
right? How to cook, how to clean, how to do all of these things because I'm in the home with her. So this is what she does. So I would literally, if she were still here, I would give her flowers. I gave her flowers while she was living, but even in her passing, I'm like, I feel like I should have been able to do more. Like I wish she was here now where I'm able to do more, you know. And so my grandmother, of course, my parents, my dad, my mom, my bonus mom. I talk about them all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm able to tell them thank you now. So I'm always, you know, thanks for telling my dad. I understand you had to work hard and do all the things, but I never understood what. And I'll say this: I never understood what it means to go without
Mm.
because I haven't had to. I haven't had to. I I don't know. So my dad and my bonus mom, they've been married, I believe it's now 35 years. So when people be like goals, I no, those my goals. I don't have to look outside for
Yeah.
goals, you know. So, you know, and they on here now. Thank y'all. I love y'all. And just their support, it's crazy. It's crazy in a good way. It's it just blows my mind. And my mom, I'm so grateful. And people know I didn't grow up with my mom, and it wasn't because she wasn't there,
Right.
you know, because she was like, you know, I was there. But now our relationship, you would never know. You would never know. And it was when my grandmother passed, me and my mom stood outside of the church, and she embraced me. And from there it became like, okay, I got you. You're good. And we've been inseparable since. So those are my parents indeed. And as a child, those have been the people. And my uncles, I had a village, you know, I had a village. And so I'm grateful. When I haven't, because of my village, I've been able to see like, okay, you know, I've been good. I can literally say like I've been good all my life. I don't know what they had to go through to make sure that I had what I had, but I'm grateful for it. And I don't take it for granted. And I'm just like, those are my, if my little self saying thank you would certainly be to them and to my uncles, because they made sure. And it's a story that my dad always tells about how it was raining one day and I would ride the bus, and literally one of my uncles, my uncle Daryl, he's passed on now, so that I would not get my shoes wet, so that I wouldn't get wet, he literally carried me from the house to the bus that was in front of the house and put me on the bus. That's how I grew up, you know. So I'm just grateful for that. I'm grateful for uh, my village, my people, and if little me, that's yeah. And of course, there is a laundry list as I've gotten older. People who have seen me through the hardest of times. My mentor. I do have a mentor. Y'all might not see her, but she's there. And her name is Michelle Ellis Young. She's absolutely amazing. She's been in my life forever, since I believe 2009. I was in college. She was a professor, and my life was going crazy. And she literally took me under her wing, and she's been there ever since. Um, and so those are some people. And then, you know, and then my current tribe, you
Of
know,
course.
my current tribe. And I don't say it often, but I'm grateful, because it's like, wow, Lord, like you really gave me some people. And I'll tell people, hey, don't mess with me, because I have people. I got people. So I'm grateful, you know. And as you mentioned, Apostle Latrice, that's my spiritual mother, that's my leader. And we we've been we've been in the trenches. I've been here since 2014. So that is 12 years. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, and I don't know that she knows the impact that she's had on my life. And, you know, and all I could do is strive to keep doing what the Lord says do so that she can know that, okay, she's listening. Because sometimes I know she'd be like, this girl is not listening to me. What is so it's literally so many thank yous. It's so many thanks, so many people who have literally just made an impact. Yeah, I do tell people, I'm gonna tell my people on you. Like I be serious because hey. But so and it's just people, you know, and you got the table. I know. I think you said when I was younger, right? Because you know I'm about to go down the
No,
whole.
that's fine. Yeah, that's
Because it's
because
literally
it
like,
leads up to now. Yeah.
you know, and we have the table, and the table is the people who are the table. You know, it's almost like I can't even say it's a secret society because people will take that and be like, think I meant it
Ooh,
for
they got a
real.
cult going on.
It's not. No, it's not that. But literally, the Lord has surrounded me all my life. The Lord has surrounded me with people who have been there to build me up. Who have been. I'm able to look at them and be like, oh wow, that's how that. Oh, loving families, loving fathers, loving husbands, loving wives. You know, like people who really love each other. So like to just see that and just be surrounded by people. You got the stones. The stones know. I, hey, don't mess with me. I literally tell people like I have people who have my back, and I'm so when there are thank yous to be given, like those are my core people that I'm just grateful for because I can see time where I'm like I don't know what I would do if this person wasn't here or that person wasn't here. Life would be so different. Yeah, I'm sure there's somebody leaving out, and I'm sorry if you're watching and I left you out, and you're like, "Hey, I should be on that list." But these are the core people who have from young to now, because I've known you since 2012.
Yeah.
And you've been literally been the same, pouring into me. Though we're introverted, we say what we got to say, and then we go
We
our
keep it
separate
moving.
ways. You know, and just I'm just grateful for it. I'm grateful for
Oh,
it.
okay.
I,
I think I got something in my eye.
listen,
Ooh, nose starting to run. This is not how this supposed to go. Okay, but all right, God. Whew.
it's
Y'all
I
need a minute.
just yeah,
Y'all need a
just
moment.
because sometimes
Y'all.
we sometimes we literally just have to like think, and I'm like,
Yes, and be
wow.
grateful
When my
because
when
you
my
know what?
grandma's like come in this kitchen, and I'm like, what? But now I'd be like, oh, I got to eat, so
That's
now I know how to
right.
go in and cook something.
Just you saying all of that, it's impactful because oftentimes we're so prone to remember the people who were not there.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
so used to remembering the people who did not support, the people who left, the people who were not there. But sometimes you do have to stop and say, God, I thank you for the people who were there. Like you say, I don't know
Mhm.
why I had to put on this girdle and these stockings. Because years later, let me go ahead and train you now.
And now I have to teach that. I know
Yes,
we'll move into that, but now I got to teach that. So
yes,
she
yes.
knew.
She knew. She knew. And it was intentional. She knew and God knew. He was like, okay, let me go ahead and get you trained early.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and instill this in you early. So it is truly a blessing. Um, I think I heard it before, but for those who have not heard it, and it's still okay, so this still intrigues me about you. The fact that you were in the Navy. I'm like, it's like I think I've heard it before, but it's kind of like, how she get to the Navy?
True story. I literally I was in high school. I was in high school and I'm like, what am I gonna do? So I know, we haven't had to work, but I'm like, I don't have any scholarships. I mean, my family, we're okay, but we ain't okay like thousands of dollars. And in my mind, I always wanted to go and be a doctor. In my
Really?
mind. I always wanted to be a doctor. And then one day I was like, I talked to a recruiter and I was like, I'm gonna take the test. And he was like, well, you scored high enough to go into the computer field. And I was like, okay, cool. And And that was a year before I graduated. So I was in like the delayed entry program, went to the meetings once a week, every few weeks or something like that. And then I got a $30,000 scholarship. They came to the graduation, presented it and everything. And I'm still not processing the fact, like, you signed up to go in the military, like in the Navy, like you leaving and you're going to be on the ship in the water. Did you? You didn't process that through. And all I knew was like, I'm going and I'm going to do something. And I went and I did something. And here we are. I stayed in for 8 years, traveled the world. I've seen places that people dream of. Like, people are, they are so excited about going to Dubai. Like, I saw Dubai when it was dirt, like it wasn't as big as it now. I went for free. Right. So I'm like, I don't want to go to Dubai now. I don't want to have to pay for that. So I traveled the world, seen so many things, did all the things, and just experienced so much. Got degrees for free, because I ain't have to pay for that. Thankful for that I didn't have to pay for. And literally just was like, okay, what do I do from here? And so I served for 8 years, now work with the federal government in IT for 25 years. Just hit my 25th year mark within IT. Yeah. So it was kind of like, I got to do something. And it was a decision that I believe changed my life.
Yeah. Thank you for your service. Cause, I would have been like, we don't get to go back home. You mean I got to pack my bags and actually like go leave the house? And
I left home and never went back. I left home and I literally packed up, and I don't think it literally hit me, because I've had to travel before, went places here and there, but to actually leave, get on the plane and leave, I had never done it. So I'm like, oh my God, what have I done?
That was your first flight?
I believe it was. I would have to ask my daddy. I believe it was. Because I'm like, I don't remember being on a plane before going to boot camp. I can't remember. And if I had been somewhere, I don't remember where.
Wow. See, Apostle Gene even said it. He said, these are stories we don't know. I told y'all.
Yeah. And so it was a big thing because I'm from a very small town. So it was like, oh my gosh, she got a $30,000 scholarship. She's going in the military. And I'm out here like, oh my God.
Like, oh my gosh, I'm going to the military.
Yeah. And that
wow. Yeah. So what kept you? So you were away from your family. Now you're in boot camp. Now you're traveling all over the world. Now it's not like you're on tour. But it's like, it's literally like, no, I'm here for a reason. Like, I gotta stay. So what kept you? How were those moments where you're just like, what did I do? And to do it for 8 years, after the 4, it's like, I did my 4, no more, deuces. What made you keep going?
I just knew like, okay, I'm here. And so I did my 4 and then I re-enlisted. I was like, oh, I can do this some more. And literally it was, I know it was the prayers of my family. My dad will tell the story how he had a picture of me in Psalm 91. And that's the thing, my upbringing, all I knew was church. All I knew was prayer. All I knew was anoint yourself and pray protection. That's all I knew, is we praying, we're staying in the word. That's all I knew. So that's all I knew. Even as I got older, even as I was like, oh, I'm out here, I can explore the world now, I always remembered where I came from. I always remember, don't get too far. Don't get too far. I always was able to come back and say, okay, Father, thank you that you kept me even when I was out here doing the most. So it was literally the Lord. It was literally the prayers of my family, the prayers of my grandma, my parents. Because I would be, once I got out of boot camp, that you could and I went to Virginia, I think, and I could travel back and forth. Mm-hmm. But then when I was out to sea for almost 4.5 years. So though I would be in port, but I was assigned to a ship And I deployed, I know twice, 2 6-month deployments. So a lot of my first year was spent out to sea. My first couple, 4.5 years was spent out to sea. So I had to process like, oh, I'm out here with people, and you become family with people. But you also become enemies too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm grateful for just my foundation. That is literally what kept me.
The Lord
I'm
knew who to
looking. I
pick.
had to look over here at the comments.
Let me tell you, the Lord knew who to pick to put out there in the sea. He knew. He knew who to pick.
Listen,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. I'm
Wow.
grateful.
So
I'm grateful.
so when you were done, it's like, okay, this is over. My 8 years are over. What was that shift like? Like, was it like, okay, now I have to learn myself again?
Mhm.
Or what was that shift like?
The shift was crazy because I always say I got out, and I shouldn't have gotten out, but I listened to people who really didn't mean me well. Um, and I should have stayed in because I would have been retired chilling, getting a couple checks right now, you know. But I didn't. So I had to shift in the fact of I've now made this decision that I shouldn't have made. I've made this decision that I allowed someone else to influence. Um, and I shouldn't have. I should have stuck to what I knew. I should have stayed grounded, but I allowed outside influence
Mm-hmm.
to override. And I can't even say override the voice of the Lord, because I can't say that I actually prayed like, oh Lord, is this a decision that at that time I didn't pray like, do I stay in, do I get out? At that point I had already deployed. We had just started Operation Iraqi Freedom. So I had already deployed twice. I went to Kuwait, and then I came back, and I was in Maryland. I had to deploy again. So at that point I was like, I'm done. And then just the outside influence was like, okay. But then getting out, everything became like, it blew up. And then so having to adjust, getting a
Mm-hmm.
paycheck on the 1st and the 15th. Wait a minute, now you got to go and get a job outside. Going from free medical to, hey, you got to go, you got to be outside. So having to adjust to that. But at the time that I got out, I started school. So financially, we get paid to go to school. So I was able to do that. Even though I was out, I was still able to use what I hadn't used while I
Mm-hmm.
was active duty. So doing that, and all this time I am, what do people say, straddling the fence. I'm like, I love the Lord, but let me experiment with this part of my life. I love the Lord, but let me experiment with drinking. Let me experiment with it, because at the time when I got out, I was in a relationship. When people do that, like, what does that mean? When they're not really, or so I was like, what? But then everything crumbled after I got out, because I got out on the premises of, oh, we're gonna be together, and then no, there was no together. And then I began to go through a mental battle. So it wasn't like I got out and was excited about it and got out and, yes, I got to do this. No, I had to get out and go through the torment of what I've spent, how I've spent the past 4 or 5 years of my life with a person on fake promises.
Mm.
Um, and it was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So I had to literally rebuild. I had to figure out who I was, because this relationship was more, I was okay, you're going to do this. Oh, we're going to wear this today. I wasn't the person saying that. So I was the person who was getting told, this is
What to
this,
do?
this is that,
Yeah.
right? So having to learn who I was, having to realize, like, you don't spend this many years of your life in bondage. like spiritual bondage, natural bondage, all the bondages. And so getting out, having to go to school, and that was one part where my mentor came into my life during school, and I was so stressed. I had literally failed 3 classes. 3 classes. Now, if you go to school with the government and you fail their classes, you're gonna have to pay some money. It was literally the Lord that I was able to retake those classes. I don't know who taught the who. I don't know when they taught the who, but they said you can retake these and you have to pass. And I retook them, passed them, and I was like, okay. And that's when I began to try and get myself together. But my mentor was she was on me. It was at that point I was suicidal. Um because I'm like, I got out of the military on a promise. I got out of the military on this is going to happen and that's going to happen. And ain't none of this happened. And so I remember it was a Thanksgiving. I don't remember what year it was, but I was I was driving to one of my cousin's house, and I was on the way there, and my mentor reached out. I had confessed to her the night before, and she reached out the next day and she's like, hey, where are you? I need your location. Where are you at? Because in that moment, at the time that she reached out, I had already thought of a plan. Well, if I drive off this bridge, I can't swim. Now let's add this. I was in the Navy, can't swim. So I don't know how I managed to make it through the boot camp. No clue. All of this, I believe it had to have been the Lord, because why? It's a lot of people in the Navy who don't know how to swim. A lot of people in the Navy who don't like water. Yeah. But I literally was like, if I drive off this bridge, it will take them a while to find me. I'm definitely gonna drown because I don't know how to swim. But she reached out. She was like, I need your location. You going somewhere, where you going? Check in with me. And that became I would check in with somebody because I'm single. I don't have no kids. I don't have to check in with nobody. So I began to check in with her, and she began to help me and to understand what I was going through, because this relationship was with a woman. For those who don't know my story, and it was horrible. And so I had to be rebuilt because I had lost who Lakita was.
Mm-hmm.
And this is after the military. This is after all of the things, but making money. So I'm still good, because I'm like, oh, I still got money, because I was still getting, when you go to school under the certain thing, you still get money. So it wasn't bad, right? As far as financial, but it was the spiritual part and then the Lakita part. Because now what are you doing with your life? And just trying to figure things out. And there are some parts that I literally do not have recollection of, because I literally, sometimes I feel like the Lord just allowed it to just be wiped away so that I wouldn't focus on it. So sometimes I'm like, it's a part of this story that's missing. And I literally can't remember. And I'm a person who remembers everything. And I'm like, and so I realized, like, oh, the Lord literally took some things away because it was no longer purposed for me to have to recall that part. Because there were some things that caused so much trauma. And I'm like, I can't make it through this. Hopefully that answers the question. The long answer.
I mean, just people, I know people are just kind of like,
I know I'm on here telling my business. Lord.
No, I'm telling y'all, that's what I heard. God was like, people think they know her, but they don't know her. And so you said something that was very, very profound. You spent years living on fake promises. How many years have a lot of us spent living on fake promises? Whoo! Somebody preach that, please. That maybe that look. You might have to go on it.
There you
go on it. Yeah. Living on fake promises.
Yeah.
Whoo! And for some people that is their story. And here's the thing: it's like I just thank God for just you coming into the knowledge of, okay, this ain't, these promises ain't coming to pass. Because some people never get to that point.
Yeah.
Some people never get to that point where they say, okay, this ain't real. But I just thank God, just hearing everything that you're, and first of all, thank you for your transparency. Some people be like, okay, I'm just gonna get on here and say what I think people want to hear. But this is blessing somebody. This is really helping somebody. So, I'm grateful just for the level of transparency that God is allowing you to have in this space on tonight. I want to ask you this question. I see you worship. I see how you worship. The praise break still kind of throw me, but I see you. I just don't see the praise breaks. It's like, what I listen to in the car? I listen to praise breaks. Like, what? So
Literally.
what was the pivotal point in your life where you knew God was real for yourself? I know grandma, your grandmother took you to church and you were raised in the church, but what was that point in your life where you like, wait a minute, wait a minute. I know this for myself now.
So I there so at the part where I'd gotten out of the military, ended that relationship, and I was like, okay, I can do this, I can live for the Lord, I'm committed, fully committed, and all the things. And then it was just different things that would happen. I'm like, let's see how this goes. And I ended up and there was somebody that I served in the military with that was we were overseas, and we were with ace boons. And then when we left, had not seen each other, and I just so happened to see her when it was at some point where I was living in Virginia. I bought a home in Virginia, living in Virginia, and just so happened to see her and got in a relationship. She didn't know about me. I didn't know about her until then. And I was like, oh my God. I had literally promised the Lord, I'm never going to do this again, blah, blah, blah. But she was always tell me, this lifestyle isn't for you. She's like, you love the Lord. This lifestyle isn't for you. And I was like, okay, right now I'm enjoying this lifestyle. And she would constantly tell me, this lifestyle is not for you. And I'm like, okay. So things happen, and I think that was the thing too. Like, I've messed up so many friendships because trying to figure out what's for Lakita.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, we went our separate ways because my mentor was like, get your stuff, go to your house. You just bought a new house. Get your stuff and go to your house. Don't go to nobody. Don't go to nobody else. And she added in extra words because sometimes I'm hard headed, and you just got to talk to me like that. And she go to your house. And I was like, Lord. So I got sick, and I believe this was September 2014 before I came here, and I got sick, and I literally I was literally on bed rest, and there's nothing, and I literally have nothing because I don't know what was wrong. Went to the doctor and everything.
Wow.
No clue. I was on bed rest and could not move, could not use the bathroom. And I literally was just on my back, like, what am I? And I was scheduled to come here for the No More Drama in 2014. So I was like, oh, okay, going to No More Drama. Me and some other people were supposed to be coming. And I have no clue when I met Apostle Latrice, and then Prophet Latrice, she would be on prayer. Midnight prayer, I believe. And she would say, hey, submit your prayer request. I don't know how long she prayed for me, but I do understand that it was during these times she was praying. We did not know that the Lord was going to literally move me to Georgia. The Lord literally was like, you're moving, you're going to Georgia. I didn't tell anybody because I thought it was a joke. I literally was like, and I'm like, okay, because I'm sick. How am I I don't have any money. I am also not working. Because at this point, I had nothing. I had allowed people to move into my home, because, serving, helping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Allow people to move into my home, live with me, feed them, take care of them. People were in my home and did not know that I was not working. So I was like, Lord, you got to help me. You have to help me. So Apostle Trees had been praying. Literally, the Lord was like, move to Georgia. And I'm thinking, okay, move to Georgia like temporarily. Like, what do you mean, move to Georgia? I had just come here the year before with the person I was in a relationship with, just visiting. I was like, oh, it's a nice place. Moved to Georgia 2014 because the Lord said move. I literally told my parents probably a couple of days before it was happening, because I didn't believe it was happening. So much so I had not packed anything or anything. So one of the people that was living in my house was like, are you still leaving? Are you still going? And I'm like, yeah. And they were like, oh, okay, well, you're not going to pack anything. So I packed up what I could pack in my car. I did not have any insurance on my car. I had what I had was in my savings account. And I reached out to Apostle Teresa. I was like, hey, this is what the Lord said. I don't know anybody in Georgia. Can I come stay at your house? And the Lord had to speak to her because though she's prayed for me, we've chatted back and forth on, online, and we were cool. But I don't know this girl. And I said, I'm not living with nobody, not moving in with nobody. She was like, hey, my kid's going to school, going to college, blah, blah, blah. And so I was like, well, she needs help. I'm going to come and help her. And I'm still helping her 12 years later. But your question, because I had to lead it up to this, I began to unravel mentally. Because I'm like, Lord, my life was good when I was living it the way I wanted to. Why am I struggling now that I'm saying I'm living for you? Help me understand. Help me understand. Because this is not adding up. This ain't adding up. And then people began to fall, you moving to Georgia, what? That don't make sense. We don't know her. I don't know her either. But this is what the Lord said. And I tell people I've lived around the world in countries that people would never go to.
Yeah.
But moving to Georgia on this yes that God said move was the hardest, but it has been the most rewarding. Has it come with cost? Absolutely. Have I lost people, lost things? Absolutely. I literally got here and filed bankruptcy because I'm like, I was in debt because after I got out of school and all the things, everything piled up. And then I was trying to help everybody while I'm dying. And so debt began to pile up. So in there, I lost the car, I lost my car, I lost my house. And couldn't tell nobody. The only person that knew was Apostle Latrice. She had to guide me through. And I'm like, Lord, if you don't help me, I don't know who's going to be able to help me. Because right now, this does not make sense. And I had to come into understanding that it was just me and him. Me and him. I could call on my parents and say, pray. But it literally was a relationship that I had to draw closer to him.
Yeah.
Have I always gotten it right? No, because I've messed up in that time frame. I've messed up. And the time that I did mess up where I was shifting the enemy every time. The enemy would be like, got you right here. Got you right here. And it literally was every single time it was like I felt like I was losing my mind. And I'm like, Lord, you're going to have to help me. And every time that I called on him,
He was right
he was
there.
there. Every single time. Every single time. It didn't matter how far I went, how bad I felt I had done. He was there. So I don't know that it's been like this aha moment, because every single time he's been there. And he failed me. And this has been the most stable that I've been in years. That I had life literally turn upside down in 2020 because I allowed the enemy to enter in. Literally almost destroyed my life, destroyed my relationship with my apostle, destroyed our church, because I allowed the enemy to come in. And I said, after that, oh, you won't get me no more like that. you might have got me a couple times, but that was a blow that I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna recover from this. And it literally was the Lord who had to put me in recovery. We laugh and joke about me being on sabbatical for a year, but it literally is what saved my life. Yeah, yeah.
Whew. Okay, I can't interview you no more ever, because I ain't never cried on here like this. Y'all, I'm telling you, look, but you just said something else. Like, it's like I just hear sermons. Look at what happens when you move on a yes.
Yeah.
Look what happens when you move on a yes. Look what happens when you move on a yes. You moved on a yes, and look what happened. Years later, over a decade later, you're still saying yes. You're still saying yes. And just the mere fact of just your testimony of how faithful God has been and how faithful He is. I'm telling you, this is blessing somebody. Somebody was trying to make a decision. I just believe this is what I feel in my spirit, that somebody was trying to make a decision. And this was the pivotal point for them to make that decision. Like, literally, God was telling them, you need to just go ahead and say yes. You ain't got to know all the details.
I ain't know
Just go
none of
ahead
them.
and look what happens when you move on. See, we want to know all the details. What we say? Who gonna be there?
Who all over there?
Who all over there?
Mm-hmm.
Look what happens when you move on a yes. Just moving on a yes. So I want to fast forward. Did you ever see yourself in ministry?
No, I knew I was. I always say people in ministry are different. I knew I was different. But ministry, I never saw it. Never saw it. And because of all that I've done, all that I've been through, how can you trust somebody like me? So never. So
But you know
I
what?
live
That's why He called you, because He can't trust you.
not through the pen there.
Oh, I forgot. Look, I forgot people. I'm sorry, y'all. I forgot y'all was watching.
It's people here. They're here. Yeah. Yeah.
I
No,
forgot y'all was
never,
watching.
never
I'm
saw
sorry.
it.
I'm sorry. Okay, Gina, focus. The people on here with you. Yeah, because He's
First of all,
like,
you want me to tell my business at times too? My family is private. So, what do you mean?
that's why. Because he's because I can trust you. I can trust you. You know how so many people want to be called, and He's like, yeah, no, yeah, no.
Can't
Mm-mm.
trust.
Okay, can't trust you. I can't
Mm-mm.
trust you with trouble.
No.
Mm-mm. Yeah, no, no, no. So I want to shift a little bit. Whew. Okay. Okay. How do so what a lot of people don't know is, they see you in the aspect of ministry. And it's been said several times, especially on Pray 365, where people like, no, she works like a full-time job, y'all.
Yep,
And so how do you, again, I think because you make it look so easy. And it's like, how do you balance? And for those who don't know, she's also an entrepreneur. So you have entrepreneurship, you have ministry, you have, you working full time in IT as an IT specialist. Like, how do you balance it all? Because it's every time you show up, could just be me, could just be, the way I see you. Every time you show up, it's just like, chill. Every time. So how do you balance that?
To-do list. Knowing calendars, making sure this what's on the calendar is where we're supposed to be. So I do have to say that I'm armor bearer to Apostle Latrice Williams. I'm also the executive administrator of our church and her ministry and all the things. So making sure all the calendars align. And I tell people, if it's not on the calendar, it's not. It doesn't exist. So I work, and I'm grateful for my job. And it pays the bills, So I'm grateful for it. I do, and I'm grateful that, time off and all that. Because somebody was like, how do you go places? I'm like, I get time off, but I plan it. I plan it ahead of time. If we know we have things on the calendar, I plan it out. Right. And so that's how I'm able to balance it. And, and just the joke is, Apostle Latrice doesn't drive. So who's going to make sure she gets where she needs to go?
And book the right flight, right?
And book the right flight because, she's booked flights wrong. So it's literally it's literally the Lord. Like I'm like, and I can't believe I'm saying, like, I'm literally graced to do what I do.
Grace to do it. And
so that's how I'm able to show up. Like, and I'm often way too nonchalant many times. I think I was like, you got to be serious sometimes. But that's the thing. Like I am, but I'm not showing up in the overwhelmed, like, oh my God, something didn't get done, blah, blah, blah. But I'm able to, the Lord has literally allowed me to be able to handle if something didn't get done, then okay. So,
I told you, I was like, I don't know. I think I said on Pray 365 one time, I literally remember, I was like, she like the CIA. Y'all like, for real. It's like when you have on that black suit and that white shirt, and I was like, I'm like, that's CIA right there. That is CIA right there. So when I tell you, it's like, again, just to take a sneak peek into your life and to see all that you do and how you do it, and to know that you are graced for it. We're almost getting to the end. Even though I shared it backstage with you, I gotta. I just gotta do it.
Y'all stay here. Stay.
You gotta stay. You gotta stay. We almost there. You gotta stay.
Can I say this one thing? Because something just came to mind. You asked how I'm able to do it. So, like, we're in Pray 365 now. Pray 365, you don't know, 5 a.m. and 5 p.m. we're praying on Zoom and on YouTube, right? And we're on day, 340 today? I think today is 340.
340.
And so I'm up 5 a.m. I have to be up before 5 a.m. because I go to work. Mm-hmm. On the days that I'm working, there are some days that I'm off or whatever. So I'm up. And I literally would be up, but then I would be rushing, trying to get out and then arriving to work late. And I was like, because I have to be grateful for what the Lord has given me. Because one thing that I didn't share as far as my federal job, my dad prayed when I got out of the military that I would get a federal job. So I moved to Georgia and got the federal job. Now I had applied to many federal jobs before and had never gotten it. So I was like, I have to steward this season well, because I need to prepare for whatever the next season is. So during Pray 365, I'm like, okay, so now I'm up before Pray 365, and as soon as it's over, I'm out the door.
Yeah.
That means that means I'm prepared. Preparation is key. That means my lunch is prepared the night before. So all I got to do is grab it and out the door. My clothes are ironed. This is preparation. This is what I try to teach people. This is how you're able to show up when you're supposed to show up before you're supposed to be there, and in excellence. So this is how you do that. But you have preparation is key. So that's how I'm able to show up and be like, okay, I might have been sweating in the car, but you're not about to see it when I get in the building.
Never seen a sweat. Really? I was
Yeah.
like, does she have sweat glands, God? Because I ain't never seen her sweat. I ain't never seen her use them.
Preparation. Preparation. I don't always get it right, but down
Right.
through the years, I've learned that there are some things, and then I'd be upset. I'll get somewhere and like somebody asked me for a safety pin when we were in where were we just at? North Carolina. I was like, oh my God, but I had changed one of my toiletry bags, so I ain't have it. And then I looked over, Pastor Melissa had the safety pin. I was
Safety
like, see,
pin.
the Lord saying help. Preparation is key.
I'm
It will
telling
help
you.
you.
So before we get to the finale, I want to ask this question, and I think some of us already know, but I want to ask this question: what is next for Prophet Lakita Corey? I think we kind of know, but just for the people who don't know, what is next? Is this thing on? What is next?
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
What is next? Because if you don't say it, the people in the comments gonna say it.
Shh.
Hey.
So, a vision that the Lord has given me, and it's been a vision for years. It's been something I want to do. Of course, we talk about the coffee house, and the coffee house has been procrastinated on, slept on. It's been so many things, but I literally was like, the coffee house is what will allow me to reach that next. See how the people on in the comments, see how they cutting up. People
I'm
who
sorry.
normally be,
Y'all stop because I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to focus.
I know we can't look. That's why I'm just staring here because I can't look at the comments. But so it's literally what will catapult me into where I see myself. Not struggling, not, and I can't say struggling, but not needing, not wanting, but
I'm
in the
sorry.
place of where I see we can't look at them.
Okay, I can't.
We can't because don't look, just block. Don't look at
Okay, I'm not even looking at the comments no more.
because they cut up. You know they was ready. They was ready.
Yes.
Even if we never said nothing, they was
going.
going.
Coffee cup. Pastor Darius put a coffee. Just done drop the coffee cup in the.
But
Pastor
it
Darius,
literally,
he got ears.
and these are people who normally supposed to be in bed. It's almost 9 o'clock.
Right.
And they on here.
They stayed up for this.
But I believe it is what will change my life, my family, like my parents' life. Because that's what I want. I want my parents to be all right. I ain't saying they're not all right now, but I feel like hey, if I can contribute, they can be better. You see this? You see this?
I'm trying to focus. I really am.
So that's what. But as far as serving, because I wrote down when you sent over something, I wrote down, and I don't think we actually addressed what he said. Don't put a business in shit. But see how they on me. But I wrote down, because one of the last things you put vision for continued kingdom impact, and I put to keep serving, keep teaching what excellence looks like.
Yes.
Because even building the coffee house, it flows into that. It flows into me continuing to serve. It flows into me teaching what it looks like. So just continuing to serve, continue to do what the Lord is calling me, continue to be to minister. Oftentimes it has been hard for me to say that because I'm like, wow, this is what I do. Somebody say, people say I love a good cup of coffee.
The people dropping coffee, they dropped 4 coffee cups, one for the north, south, east, and west.
This is hilarious.
Hey, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Mm-hmm. Even your Gina, you are online. Stop scratching your scalp. I'm just too comfortable with y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. But
we're online. Hey, we're online.
We. Mm-hmm. Oh, that was so not excellent. I need an iServe training in.
But you done been to iServe training though.
I have.
Right. See, look, my sister, thank you.
I was about to say, Prophet, they did say, y'all leave my sister alone. She coming for him. She
might text me tomorrow and be like, hey, you ain't on your business. But in public,
she coming for y'all. She said, leave my sister alone. Mm-hmm. So listen, I want to say thank you for tonight. And we're gonna put some information in the comments, but we cannot leave this live without this testimony today.
Somebody said, can we talk about that? Oh, they're talking about the I serve training.
Whew.
I guess we're gonna have to do a part 2 to talk about I serve training.
We gonna have to come back, y'all, for
Look
real.
at me in the room talking about part 2. This is not my platform.
No, no, no. Oh, yeah, I was like, it was already on the. It was. I got to just got to put it on the calendar. Right. I'm trying to stop. I'm trying to stop going by there. I'm trying to save up my money, but it's going there too. So yeah, this. We wanted y'all to stay because you've got to hear this. You've got to hear this. You got to hear.
And are you waiting for me to tell it?
I'm right. I'm ready. I'm ready when you are.
Um, so today, right, driving home, almost home. I'm about 15 minutes from home, and it's 5 o'clock because I would normally be calling into prayer on my way home for the PM. Because in spite of what I got going on, I still do show up. That's key. I'm still wherever I'm supposed to be, right? And I get to an area where there are not supposed to be deer, but a deer appears and jumps on my car. And when I say jump, we were inspecting it. There is a dent or mark on the right side. Now the woods are here. My car's here and oncoming traffic is here. All this time, I'm thinking that the deer came through the traffic from the left side because the left front of my car is damaged. But there was deer saliva in the right upper part of my windshield. When I looked up, the deer's face was smushed against my windshield. I did not know that the deer came from the right side until I went back to a body shop that was across the street, and he showed me the video of the deer coming out of the woods. And when I say it immediately hits my car, and this deer is huge with antlers and everything. My mom said it was an older deer, but it had a buck. It had antlers. Now, the impact of it, I didn't know what I hit. And I'm literally thinking about it now because I had my water cup in my hand with ice. The water cup literally flies out and flies and down to my feet. Because I'm like, what did I just hit? Did somebody just hit me? And so then that's when I see the deer's face in the windshield. My windshield is not cracked. Only the front left of the car is messed up. There's what looks like a dent on the right door. Now, if you know deer and their impact, the impact was supposed to come straight through that car, antlers and all. But somehow the deer flipped across, went to the left side, hit, bounced off into the grass, and went wherever it went. Because I went back, because I got on the phone, I called Apostle. Now listen, y'all, I got on the phone and called Apostle because I didn't want her to wonder, like, why Lakita ain't in prayer? She probably would have thought, oh, she might be at work or something. But I immediately get on the phone and I'm calling Apostle like, hey, and she didn't answer because prayer was starting. Mm-hmm, and so I text, I was like, I hit a deer. So I'm outside the car, I hear her calling. So I'm letting her know, hey, I hit a deer. She was like, oh, are you all right? And I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm fine. She was like, well, go back to where it was. And I'm like, what do I do? Do I call? Like, what am I supposed to? So I went back to the body shop. The sound of the impact, they thought it was two cars. They thought it was an accident. Because he was like, we saw the video. And I'm like, you saw the video? So he didn't tell me who had the first video. But then he was like, let me go check my cameras. When I tell y'all, I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. So I just sat and, talked to the insurance company. I'm like, and as I think about it more, I'm like, the impact, if he was coming straight for, like, he literally, because it just ran through the car. I don't drive a big car. or he no crack to the windshield, because you know if they hit that impact,
Yeah. Yes.
you could literally see his body prints on my hood. His
Woo.
the
Jesus.
slobber of his face in two areas on the windshield, and he literally flipped back onto the ground. And the man from the body shop went to go find it. He couldn't find it.
Whew.
So when you text me was like, we can reschedule. No, no. Yeah.
Should I
I,
share?
yeah, you can go ahead and let the people shout real quick.
Jesus. So when I when
Listen.
I woo, when I caught wind of what has, I had to go back to Pray 365. I was like, wait a minute, what happened? Because I was getting text messages. I was like, what's going on? And when I heard it, I was like, okay, I gotta look this thing up, because for it to happen on this day, and I was like, let me go. Y'all know I'm a nerd. I don't mind. I'm not ashamed. I had to go look up, what does this mean, God? What is this deer? And so a deer symbolizes kindness, and a deer symbolizes temperance with strength. It symbolizes grace. Woo! It symbolizes gentleness. It symbolizes the ability to move through life with poise. A deer has a sense of heightened awareness. It embodies courage to act despite obstacles. A deer symbolizes purity. A deer moves swiftly. A deer symbolizes, in returns of when we're talking about deer in the Bible, it symbolizes confidence empowered by God. And so it also, I was telling her what came to me. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, Lord, we're gonna do this. And the impact, the print that it left on her car. And I said, it could have been a squirrel, it could have been a dog, but God, why did you choose a deer?
A
And
whole
so the
deer.
impact that was left on her car is the same impact that she's left, an imprint that she's left, that you leave on the lives of other people. And so again, people think they know you. So God was like, just like that deer, you thought the deer came from out of nowhere. Just like with you, people thought that you came from out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Woo! Okay. And then Psalm 42:1 says in the Living Bible, as the deer pants for the water, so I long for you, oh God. The deer made an impact. It got hit, but it kept going. That's the same thing that God is saying, girl. That's the same thing that happened to your life. You got hit, but you got up and kept going. Because there was a panting, there was a thirst. So whatever came to hit you, whatever came to knock you down, whatever you ran into, whatever the collision was, whatever collisions you experienced in life, God is saying it was purposeful. It was purposeful. And so even in terms of, I know you were talking about, there was a body shop, and if you had not intercepted, then the deer would have gone and hit the Jesus. Anybody getting this? The deer would have gone and hit the people at the body shop. But just like God has called you to do in the natural and in the spirit, he literally showed you an example of who you are. You have interceded and intercepted for so many people who don't even know it. He said, daughter, it's what you do. It's what I've called you to do. And so, sometimes you even said it like, okay, sometimes I feel like I'm screaming. You even said like, sometimes I feel like I'm hard headed. And so literally God was like, okay, yeah, you are. So let me give you something that you're gonna remember. This I'm not taking away from your memory. This I'm gonna let linger. And you even said, we were backstage, y'all, and she said, I had not hit a deer since I was 16. He said, just like I kept you when you were 16, I'm keeping you right now. He said, I just had to remind you of the impact that you're making on the lives of people. So to happen on this particular day, I told you, I was like, I didn't know. I just knew God said that's the person that needs to speak on tonight. Okay, that's the person. Told you, didn't even tell the team. I'm gonna get it later. I'm gonna get it later. I know. But when I tell you, woo, just like a deer is created to move with grace and with poise and to move with confidence. There, he said, daughter, that's you. That's you. That's you. What did it say? What the devil meant for evil? He said, no, I had to show it to you this way. It was supposed to. Anybody else, again, you said it would have gone through the windshield. It would have done. He said, whoa, Jesus, but I shielded you.
Yeah.
Just like you have been called and are called to shield other people. He said, I had to show it to you. I had to show you what that looks like.
Yeah.
So you are impactful. And God, I pray that she never forget. Can we just pray for her real quick? God, I pray that you will never forget how impactful you are. Even in your silence, even just in people thinking that they know who you are. Let me tell y'all something. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Don't become too familiar with her. That's what I hear. Don't become too familiar with her. You don't know her like you think you do. So this whole level of familiarity that people think that they have the right to be familiar with you, let me tell you, God said, not this one, not this one, not this one, not this one. So before she showed up to the earth, all of this, that's the thing about it. I love God so much because he's like, I ain't surprised by nothing none of y'all go through. Y'all might be surprised, but I ain't surprised. So we thank God for his mighty hand of protection. We thank you, God, that this is your daughter who you have designed to be how she is, unapologetically. God, we thank you for her example of excellence. We thank you, God, for her transparency. We thank you for her faithfulness.
Yes.
God, we thank you that she will from this day forward continue to believe and know who she is. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you, God. You are so impactful. Prophet Lakita, I'm telling you, you just don't know. You just don't know. You just don't know. I told I was like, let me go look this up. Yes, in the name of Jesus. You mean so much to so many people, even if they never tell you. There's so many things people learn from you. There's so much people glean from you. And so again, yes, there were people who, if they mess with you, people are coming for them. In the name of Jesus. So I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you on tonight. So tonight I'm going to put up her sewing information. And this is something that has been done on Pray 365. This is something that I want us to continue to do. If y'all would just sew into the coffee house, please and thank you.
Amen.
Can we just sew into the coffee house? Please and thank you. Please and thank you. I am so grateful for your yes on tonight. See, that's why I'm gonna have to mute these comments. I am so grateful, so grateful, so grateful for your yes on tonight. I'm so grateful for those who came in, who shared with us on tonight. Today was, God was like, hey, he was like, write this day down. Write this day down. Write this day down. I'm telling you, you just don't know how impactful you are. You just don't know what your testimony and your transparency did on tonight for so many people. For so many people. Again, it was really, I kept hearing it. God was like, He was like, Gina, they think they know. That's how we talk. Me and God talk like that. He was like, they don't even know. He was like, they don't even know. They don't even know. So the people who want to sit in your seat, the people who want to be in your spot, you can never be uprooted from that which God has planted you to do. I don't care who want the seat. I don't care who thinks that they can do the seat better than you can. The answer is no. The answer is no. So, God, we just say thank you. I
Yes,
knew tonight was going to be impactful. I knew tonight was going to, yeah. So, the coffee, thank you, Apostle. So, the coffee house can be incorporated before the end of the year in the name of Jesus. And it is so. And it is so. And this is what I hear literally, there's no need to apologize. Let people. I didn't mean to call you girl. See, okay, sorry. I'm finna get out because I think I'm sleepy.
we still here. The people still
I
here.
got the people still here. Like literally, and this is something that I had to learn and am still learning. Let people love on you. Let people bless you. Because sometimes you're the person, especially if you're a person, you're the one who always gives. Let people love on you. You know why? Because it's not just blessing you, it's blessing us too. To be able to give, to be able to sow. So that's all I got for tonight. Whew. I still got my good clothes on. Y'all, the tears coming out my eyes. This is not how this was supposed to go, but but anyway, so I just want to say thank you on tonight. Really, thank you. I just just a friendship over the years, and just watching you move, and watching just how you move in excellence. And again, none of us ever get it right all the time, but just your faithfulness to God, your faithfulness to servanthood, and just the example that you are. And so continue to be that example, continue to be that light, especially now with the way that the world is.
Yeah.
People need it. They need to see something different. The way that the church is now, because the church be churching.
Yeah.
The church is churching real bad. hmm
I
So
don't.
listen, I love y'all. Thank you so much for joining us on tonight. Prophet Lakita, any final words before we log off?
Thank you. I wasn't sure how this was gonna go or what. I had my note cards because I'm sticking to my script. I'm not veering from my script. But I'm grateful that the Lord gave me liberty uh, to say what needed to be said in this space. There is something I have an amazing testimony, and I'm grateful, but I'm also grateful that it's not what I lean on. Like it's not my, oh, this is what you associate. But I'm grateful that all my chapters contribute to what you see now. All the chapters, the good chapters, the bad chapters, all the things, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for it. I'm so appreciative to just come and share. Yeah, I don't be talking, so I'm grateful that anytime that the Lord, I know when the Lord says, "Hey, you're yes," then there's something that needs to be said because somebody needs to hear what's being said. So continue to walk in excellence. Continue to walk in excellence. If there is room for growth, there's room for correction and space to get to that excellence, then do what needs to be done to get there.
How do people get in touch with you?
I do have a website. It's lakitacorey.com. I was like, wait, how did it get? But I do have a website. I have it, and even sitting here, I'm talking about excellence, and I'm like, you still have some things that you need to do. You're talking about it, you teach it, but there are some things. So I literally just thinking like the website's active, but there are some things that need to be updated. But that's where you can go and contact. There's a contact us button there to reach out. And Elder Belinda mentioned trainings. So we do trainings, and I'm grateful for that. And it's just one of those things that I don't talk about it. I don't talk about it. Everybody else talks about it, but realizing that, yeah, that hey, this was good for me. This was good for me. I'm
Mm.
grateful that I have people who pour into me. And then there are some moments, because you saw Apostle Teresa. I'm glad somebody else said it. Because yeah. So I'm grateful. Thank you for the opportunity. I had already told the people we got to do a part 2 because they were talking about training. We start talking about training, we'll be here more.
Another, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Trust me, it's good.
Uh,
It's coming back. It's coming back.
yeah.
We're coming back. Whew.
So people say
Listen,
I need to see. Now I'm reading the comments.
listen.
Everyone
I
get a
need stuff.
prophet key. Listen,
Everybody,
when you get a prophet key, you got to ensure that you take care of Prophet Lakita. Okay. And I'm just saying. I ain't even gonna see Apostle Teresa had to talk about that. But it's mhm. Yeah.
okay. I'm gonna try to have her on with you.
Oh Lord. But yeah, we I believe one day we would have to sit down and actually let people know, like, how does this work?
Yeah. Elder Belinda
Sound
says,
like
"Sound like
part
part
three.
3."
Listen, we're not taking up all the chat the
All the
chat
chat chat.
times.
Like for the rest of the year, chat chats will be. Hey, I'm down for it. I
But
am
I'm
down for it.
grateful though. I'm good. Yeah,
I'm
you
down.
got the feed. You got the feed. Listen, that's what I say. It comes with. We got to understand. Now, Pastor Desiree, when you say I need a Prophet Lakita, and that because there are people who need people in their lives who are going to be there like I'm there for my leader.
Yeah,
There are
yeah,
people who have served,
yeah.
and I believe that the Lord will send a trusted vessel
And he
who is
will.
able to do that. Yeah.
Whew. Listen, y'all. I am so thankful for tonight. I just pray. Elder Belinda, y'all go to bed. See now,
These
yeah,
people
yeah.
want series and
Right,
everything.
boy. The
We
the
got to go to
mini
Netflix.
series.
Y'all gonna have to pay for this.
Right. The
see,
documentary. It was a
see
whole
now,
documentary.
and it probably really could be one.
But I'm down for it though.
While we over here laughing, it probably
I'm
could
down
really,
for it.
really be one.
I'm down
Yeah,
for it. I'm down for it. You got to get
but
the little,
I'm
put you.
grateful.
So we put you in a chair in the middle of the room, where they don't have no, like you don't see the people talking. You just see the people talking like about their
Oh,
testimony. Yeah, yeah, we can finagle that. We can get all that together. I love y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out with us tonight in the room. This was absolutely phenomenal. I just thank God for the opportunity to be in this space. Again, it seems like he pulls all the introverted people out in public for some
yeah.
reason. I don't understand why, but he does it. And I'm just thankful that we're obedient, that I'm thankful for people that hold both of us accountable. I'm thankful for
Mhm.
people who push us out there and say, hey, you need to come from behind the scenes and this and the other. So we are so grateful. Listen, I love y'all. Share this with somebody. Don't forget, Pray 365 is still happening, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget, the room experience is coming November 7th. And so I'm excited. I thank God for you. Registration is now open. And so
Yes.
go to
Get in the room.
Bit.ly. Somebody put where my people at? They said, nah, you ain't let us know about this. We ain't gonna do nothing else for you. Bit.ly.
Y'all don't be like that.
Don't
She's
be like
sorry.
that. Yeah, don't be like that. I'm sorry. Don't be like that.
See,
Don't be nice. Don't be like that.
I'll have to bring her into training too, though.
See, don't be like that.
Because
Right. Right. Yeah, I'm gonna need training too because I gotta learn how to not scratch my head while I'm live. And so yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah,
look,
right. Y'all gotta come to the room.
yeah,
The room
yeah,
experience. Y'all
come.
got November 7th. November 7th. Put on your calendar. Registration is open.
Mm-hmm.
You'll hear more about it on our social media platforms. Listen, we love y'all. Thank you so much, Prophet Lakita, for all that you shared on tonight. I'm still thinking about your dad in that high five. I'm still in the back of my mind over
Oh
there.
yes,
That just
listen.
did it for me.
My
That just
daddy
did it for
loved the
me.
Lord, and
That did it for me.
I ain't about to start talking because I
I know we gonna be here. We gonna be here. It's gonna have to
my
be a part two.
foundation, my foundation.
Yeah, we gonna yeah. So listen, I thank y'all. Y'all go be great. Go have a good weekend. Be nice as we're heading into a new month. September is fastly approaching. And so we just thank God for all that He's doing. Stay prayed up, continue to pray for each other, and we will see you in these Jesus streets. Good night. We're gone.
Bye.